Brown defense. This defense just isn't about Myles Garrett on that edge, but I guess that's where we'll start because they've got some legitimate players here. I watched 49 sacks last night, and I was just curious. It's
a weird sentence.
It's a lot of sacks for one night.
Yeah, I watched 49.
What is that streaming on?
It was. I had my. I'll tell you later.
All right. Well, Medford's big into the blender game as well.
Is he really?
Ask Medford about him.
Okay,
he just
cool.
said he got a new pair.
Good. But the Browns had 49 sacks last year, and I watched, which was the sixth best. I watched them all. I was just curious about Myles Garrett. He accounted for 14 of them. In those sacks, he forced 4 fumbles, and one of them resulted in a touchdown. He blasted Gardner Minshew in the Colts game. Minshew drops back in the end zone, and next thing you know, the ball's flying in the air, and it's a touchdown for the Colts.
Was that your favorite sack of the night that you saw?
Gardner's?
No,
the one from Myles Garrett where he punishes Gardner Minshew.
I see where you're going here, but yeah, okay.
I'm asking you a football question. Was that the most impressive one?
I was not sure. I was not sure what you were doing there. I was not sure.
You knew what he was doing.
I don't know why you're so unsure about talking football.
It's not. You're not talking football.
It was 49 sacks you saw.
49.
And there wasn't one that stood out above the rest?
When you picked this one was the most impressive sack, clearly.
This is one of the better segments we have on radio, guys, and you're now hijacking it like this.
Well, the ball got lost on that.
How does it feel,
like Carter doesn't. Carter's not going to be able to post this because you clowns. And we're going to lose out on it.
This is hypocritical, right?
We're going to lose.
Everybody stand back and let Broaddus give serious analysis about all 49 sacks that he saw. And don't have any fun with the sacks.
Mute button, mute.
These are not fun sacks.
These are not fun sacks. But no, seriously. Okay.
No, please, Brian. Please take it away.
All right, now I'm going to get back at you guys. You know I will.
I know you will.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to get back at you.
Geez.
Yeah, get back at you.
Bring it back to the sack.
Bring it back to the sack. It was an all-timer. I do appreciate your effort over there. I had to say something. I had to defend myself. But Garrett, 25 of the sacks that they had lined up over, he was lined up at right defensive end. He had 10 snaps over the left defensive end, and then as a left defensive end, and 3 snaps as over the center. So we were kind of talking about, this guy's going to move around. He's really a true right end, but they will move him around.
So right end on your left tackle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
That's 25, 10 for the left, and then 3 over the center. I thought he would be over the center much more.
I did too.
I remember, there's distinct moments where he's there and he wrecks shop, but maybe the volume isn't quite there.
Yeah. The Browns had 11 sacks where he wasn't even on the field. So when you're looking at him and his game and stuff, he is going to rush you in a lot of different ways. Where he was able to grab an advantage is right off the snap. Just right off the snap.
First step quickness.
The first step. It's not the quickness. It's just he hits so much ground. He gets on blockers before they even have a chance to get out of their stance. Like there were a couple different times where blockers were, literally trying to kick to get width to get to him, and still couldn't get to him. Couldn't get wide enough with him. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. I just keep thinking about that line from Chief, and it keeps cracking me up. I'm sorry.
The sacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Chief.
I'll keep my mic off. Sorry.
Oh, no. But, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But the thing about it is when you look at...
it's about time we urinate on one of his segments, no?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't urinate on all your segments, right?
No, you usually give me at least one good...
one good one, yeah.
Urine-free segment of the day.
But anyway...
FedEx Field.
But yeah, you're gonna look with him the way he's able to get off the snap, the way he's able to break down these blockers. They've got Zadarius Smith who is an edge, and then Koromora, also at linebacker. Owanku is the other defensive end you're going to have to deal with in this game.
How much does how much moving around is Koromora doing? Is he like one of these Swiss Army knives? Like, is he a safety linebacker kind of dude?
He's a hybrid player.
He's their best tackler in the run game, is what he is. And so what happens is when you put him in space, he's going to be all over the field. They use him as a blitzer. He had 3.5 sacks as a blitzer in 2023. He's a really, really good run player. I think that's where he does the best. I was watching the 53 tackles that he had. They had 291 run plays when he was on the field. He had 53 tackles.
He just covers so much ground.
He's just all over the field.
He's a freak.
Yeah, he's
that
all
was
over the
one
field.
the NFL missed. They let him slide.
Second round, though.
Yeah.
Second round player. But the key for these guys too is their secondary, and I think it's a solid secondary. When you start to talk about Martin Emerson is in the secondary,
underrated dude.
I love Greg Newsome coming out of Northwestern. Big fan of his.
Denzel Ward as well. This crew, they're the starters with Delpit and Thornhill at the safeties. I think where you can take advantage of these guys might be at the safety spot. It's going to be tough because what happens is they play a lot of man coverage on early downs. So like the first and second down, if you're thinking about throwing the ball, you're going to get heavy man coverage. You get to later downs, they play more zone, and they just stick that rush on you, is what they do. So
blitzing dudes.
They think that the rush could get home before you can get the ball out. So if you're going to get them, you've got to get them early. You got to get them, I think, late downs, because they play more zone coverage in that way.
This is Jim Schwartz. Was he still doing a lot of that wide 9 type of stuff like he was doing in Philly?
No, he's but that's the thing about it. He's got a guy that plays in that wide 9 that that covers that ground.
It's unreal.
So yeah, but the Browns, they are really, really good. Like I said, in man coverage, like they only allow like a 46% completion rate when they play man coverage, and the third lowest yards per pass attempt at 5.6 was a number that I pulled up when I was watching them. But like I say, early downs, very, very man coverage heavy, 38%. That's the second highest in the league. But on third down, they only use man coverage 39% of the time. So they go away, which was only 19%. So again, early downs for these guys, you got to be aware of that. The something that might help you in this game is that Dak Prescott did have the highest completion percentage and the second most yards per attempt versus teams that played man coverage. So that's something you can kind of keep an eye on as well. But the Browns were one of the best teams in the league when it came to third down defense, but one of the worst and bottom of the league in red zone. So if you get into the red zone on them, they tend to struggle. And I watched all their touchdowns that they gave up in the red zone. And a lot of it had to do with not some coverage problems, but the fact that they don't tackle particularly well, which is surprising to me. They get down there in teams. I'm not talking about like tight red zone, like 4 or 5 yards away. Like teams were getting in like the 16, 17 yard line and able to like run it in or throw it in. Yeah, a chunk run or a chunk play where their safeties missed a tackle or a linebacker missed a tackle. But they were a team last year that was a little bit susceptible to problems in the red zone for them, but on defense in the field on third down they were one of the best. So it's kind of one of those things you're like, damn, how can you be so good on on third down defense but so bad in the red zone?
Yeah, that's weird.
The tackling was not good at all. So maybe Dallas could take advantage of that, but they're, like I say, you're going to have to deal with this pass rush. You're going to have to deal with a linebacker that plays really good in the run with Koromora. And then these 3 corners all play pretty well. But like I said, try and get them when they're not in man coverage. That's when teams have had a little bit more success in it.